Welcome to The Buzz with Angie
and Dylan.
This is our podcast from the Grand Forks Public Library, and we're recording inside our brand new story studio. It's a sleek little soundproof booth right here in the library, decked out with high-quality mics and recording gear.
The best part? It's totally free for anyone to use. So if you've been thinking about starting a podcast, capturing family stories, or even recording a song for your kids, this space is ready for you. All right, let's get into it. We're kicking things off with a series of all about staff stories, starting with us. Today, we're turning the mic on each other to talk about how we ended up working in the library and what that journey has looked like. All right, Angie, are you ready?
Yes.
Perfect. So what is your job title and what do you do day to day?
So I am the marketing director here at the library, and I help tell the library's story. I help promote programs and events, manage our branding, and do everything from our website to social media, writing, design, signage, media relations, all of that.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen any of her stuff, like, she is amazing. There's so many things where if it wasn't for Angie, I feel like we would get half the attendance at the programs we have. She definitely does an amazing job.
Well, thank you. And it sure helps that we have a really fun brand to work with.
How long have you been at GFP?
I have been here just over 6 years. So it was right before COVID, actually, that I made the change, January of 2020.
Okay. What is your favorite part of your job?
I would have to say I love the freedom to be creative. So I am in the front row seat, and I get to see all of the good things that libraries do, and I get to put on my creative marketing hat and just run with it. So I would definitely say, our brand is all about curiosity and creativity, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with what I do in marketing.
Has there been a favorite program you've ever been able to advertise for, or your favorite graphic you've ever made?
That is a really good question, and I crank out so many different graphics and things throughout the year that it's tough to pick just one. But I would have to say we started our quarterly magazine last year, and it was kind of like my childhood dream of being a magazine editor coming to life. And just designing a publication. I used to be really involved in the annual staff in high school and scrapbooking, layouts, like that kind of thing. So creating our little magazine, I remember an 8-hour workday went by and I was like, was that an hour? Like, it just was so fast and I was in the zone. And I really didn't have that much of a design background when I first started. I'd been around design and ad agencies all of my life and worked with larger teams. I knew I had that skill, but I hadn't really practiced it yet when you're part of a larger marketing team. So, I'd say the design side has been really, really fun.
Oh, that's really cool. How did you kind of get into wanting to work for a library?
So my background is not in libraries. I didn't specifically choose this as a field, though I am a huge reader, and so it's very fitting for me personally. So about 15 years ago, I worked at an ad agency. It was my first job out of college, and it was Simmons Flint at the time. It used to be in downtown Grand Forks, and we helped the library. This would have been back in 2009, 2010. We helped with a project, and I got to know Wendy and a few people on the team, and I think I was 21 years old, and I would come over here and interview patrons and get testimonials. Fast forward 15 years later, and here I am, and it really just came full circle.
That's really cool. So kind of with that, what drives you? What makes you want to come to work every day?
I would say connecting people to ideas that change how they see the world. It's not just designing a cool graphic or coming up with a cool slogan. It's helping connect people to ideas and to each other. There's times, like you said, event attendance. We have some really unique types of events that may draw different crowds. And I've thought to myself before, we are connecting the dots. We're helping to build community, and maybe somebody's leaving with a new friend, a new relationship, somebody that they can talk to. And that is such a huge community service. So it might seem like some of these programs are just fun and games, but if you look at the bigger value of what we're doing as a library, that's pretty cool to think about.
Oh, definitely. I know there's been plenty of programs like when I first started where it's like, I feel like our library doesn't fit like the stereotypical like library thing where you think it's like just books and a quiet place.
Right.
Like I think all the events and activities we do here have just like completely opened my eyes to like what a library really is and what it can be.
Definitely.
What is one fun fact about yourself?
Okay, I have a couple.
Oh,
So
okay.
the first one is I am terrified of cats. And it's really embarrassing to be 30-something and say that, but that has been my life story. And at this point, I'm probably not going to be able to fix it. So I just avoid cats.
Yep.
And then the other fun thing is that I come from a family of 3 daughters. I'm the middle sister. And now I have 3 daughters of my own. So it's kind of just a
that's really cool.
copy-paste. Yeah,
Yep.
very fun.
Yep. And I definitely get like having fear. Like mine's a more common fear of spiders, but it's like at this point, there's no helping it. It is what it is.
Right, yes.
Yep. What is a tip, trick, or hack that you think everyone should know about?
I would say audiobooks. If you're not already listening to audiobooks on Libby, I would definitely recommend trying it. Like I said, I've got 3 kiddos and work full time, and for me, it's tough to, fit it all in on nights and weekends when you want to be cleaning and exercising and getting all your stuff done, but you also are a reader and you want to be reading. And I just feel like when you can put all of that together and put, an earbud in one ear and be doing all your things and still hear your kids and know what's going on, I feel like that is a lifesaver as a working mom. And I definitely count it as reading.
Exactly. I know. I'm kind of the same way where, like, I can, of course, like, read, but, like, it'll take me, like, a full, like, 2 minutes to read a page, whereas, like, listening is just so much faster, and it also, like, kind of frees up your hands to do other things, like you were saying.
Right.
If you couldn't work for a library, what would you do?
I've always said one of my dreams is to write a book. I have no idea what it would be about, but I do love writing in general. And then, of course, freelance marketing would be, but I feel like I get to do that with all of the fun and different things that we've got going on.
Oh, definitely. Well, if you ever do write that book, know that we would love to read it here at the library.
Perfect.
Tell us about a moment at work that brought you joy.
I've got a few. So the summer reading program grand finale, I think it was back in 2021 when we reopened, and it was kind of the world was coming alive again after COVID. And we introduced bringing Brain Free's ice cream truck to the final party and giving out ice cream for free from the library. And that was such a hit. And we have made it a tradition the last 5 or 6 years. And people just seem to love it. It's just like that perfect moment. We've had great weather through the years, and you get your ice cream cone, and everybody gets one regardless of whether or not you can pay for it. It's free. And then just some of the big events that we've had at the library where we've seen, thousands of people here, like especially, like I said, after COVID was just surreal to be surrounded by so many people. Another one is music and mocktails that the Friends put on. That is just such a fun program and something totally different that you would not expect in a library. It's not alcohol, but it's a night out with mocktails and music, and you're just mingling and trying different beverages, and just such a cool concept.
Yeah.
And then I have one specific example. So you've probably seen me at various library events taking photos, and I'm always careful to make sure that people are okay with it. If you don't want to be in a photo, I understand. I'll stay away. But most people embrace it, and they're okay with that. Well, we used this girl, this cute little blonde, curly-haired girl in our monthly calendar a couple months after it was snapped. And she walked in, and she was so proud because we have the big poster calendar by the front door. And she was like, "Look, Grandma, it's me." And she was just thrilled. So that was really fun to see her excitement of being a local celebrity.
Well, that's really cool. And I know one thing, like when you were mentioning music and mocktails, it kind of reminded me, there was one time when I was like reading through, I don't remember exactly what, I think it was just called like Public Libraries, like the magazine or whatever. And I remember seeing something where it said like music and mocktails. I was like, oh yeah, like I know we did that. And I'm looking for it, I was like, it was us. It was your article that was like in that national like magazine. Right. And so it was just like, it took me a second to realize like, oh, this is our library.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that was really neat.
What was your first library memory?
I have always loved libraries, and I have very vivid memories growing up at the Cavalier Public Library. That was the small town nearest to my small town. We would just leave, my sisters and I would leave with so many books, just bags and bags of books. And back then, I don't remember us splurging a lot on going shopping, like big shopping trips. So the fact that we could load the bags and leave without spending a dime was like magic in my eyes.
Okay, so we're going to kind of change gears a little bit. So now it's time for our lightning round. So we have quick questions, quick answers. Don't worry about overthinking. Angie, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Paperback or hardcover?
Hardcover, and I love the crunch of the plastic on library books.
Definitely. Romance or horror?
Romance.
Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Book or audiobook?
Both.
Dedicated bookmark or random item?
Dedicated bookmark.
We appreciate that. Art or science?
This one's tough. I have to go with art because I'm definitely artsy. I was a science fair kid growing up.
Musical playground or giant pink slide?
Both, but my kids would have to say the slide. That is a core memory of theirs.
Sunrises or sunsets?
Sunsets.
Book talk or the classics?
Book talk.
Book club or solo reading?
I love both, but I'm going to go with solo reading because I just can't remember anything. Once I've finished a book, it's just wiped from my memory once I start the next.
Book first or movie first?
I'd have to go with book first. The last book that I read in advance of the movie is Remarkably Bright Creatures with the Sally Fields movie coming out in May.
Reading snack, sweet or salty?
I'm going to go with both, with the very favorite being popcorn with M&Ms.
Oh, definitely. Finally, coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee.
All right. Results are in. We checked with the experts, ran the numbers, and surprise, every single thing you picked and a whole lot more is something you can get at the library for free. We gotta love that. That's it for today's episode of The Buzz. We'll be popping into your feed once a month, so keep an eye out for what's next. Until then, you can find everything we've got going on at gflibrary.com. We'll see you next time on The Buzz.